Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the plant room. I actually have not been out here in probably almost 2 weeks to check on my plants. I got really sick. Well, it was like a week and a half, and I just haven't had a moment since then. I just got back from my cousin's. I was doing some house sitting for her, and I came in here to film a video for my first channel. And as I was doing that, I was noticing some issues on my plants, and it's stressing me out sitting here. So I need to take a look at those, figure out what's going on. I'm noticing some really weird stuff happening, and it needs to be addressed. So I figured I would bring you guys along with me as I check out the plants and see what's going on. I've got some new growth going on as well, so it's not all bad. So let's check out some of the bad stuff I've noticed first. Okay, first off, maybe this is just a yellowing leaf and I've never really seen it before, but this is my Alocasia Black Velvet, and it was still green the last time I was in here. I was noticing some spotting. I was thinking maybe it was fungal, so it was getting treated with a mixture of hydrogen peroxide and water. It's still, like, the leaf itself still feels fine. It still feels exactly like it should, but it's turned this really weird, like, rusty color. It did put off a new leaf while I was gone, so that's cool. It's just now unfurling. But I've never seen their leaves turn this weird orangey kind of rusty color. And I don't know if that is from whatever was happening before. But like I said, it feels fine. It just looks off in color. It doesn't feel soft or mushy or anything. It feels like a normal black velvet leaf. It's just completely turned colors. Maybe I could take a picture of that and market it as some weird new Alocasia. No, I would never do that, but anyway. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to cut that leaf off in case it's something that could spread. But yeah, that was pretty weird to see walking in here. And then on my Monstera Andersonii, which got potted up in the last video, that light is really harsh, you guys. Let me move over here a little. In the last video here on the channel, I had repotted it. I think, pretty sure. The soil, I mean, I gave it a complete watering because I had repotted it and the soil was dry, so I gave it plenty of moisture, and the soil is just not drying out. It's still like just as moist as it was when I watered it, and it has drainage holes. I think it's just been too cool, and maybe there was just, I don't know, because there's so much soil, it's just taking longer to dry out. But I'm noticing this is happening, and I think it's from the excess moisture, because when I would come in, there would be like water droplets sitting on the leaves. And like I said, it's been almost 2 weeks or so since I've been out here. Soil is still damp, and now it's got these spots in kind of the same spots where I was seeing the water sit. So I'm a little concerned that it might be getting some root rot in there. So I think I need to pull this guy out before I lose it completely, and just double check that that's not what is going on, and probably get it in some drier soil. Even the new leaves that are coming in are having spots on them, so I need to take care of that pretty quickly. All right, so my caladium is actually doing better than it was. Sorry, make some noise real quick, but I am noticing this spot, and it is reminiscent of the fungal issues I was having before, but it's not too bad. Look at that that color or patch of, I thought maybe it was variegation, and maybe it is, I don't know, because the other leaves look okay, but maybe it's just sickness, I don't know. This is a plant I've had for, I think, almost a year now, and I've had ups and downs with it. I've got some new leaves coming in, so can't be doing too bad, I guess. But I have lost this plant several times I've had to cut it back already because I can't quite figure out how to take care of it, but I think it's doing okay, minus this little area right here, and I'm excited to see the new leaves coming in. Here is a little corm. I thought I lost this guy. It's one of my alocasias. I think it's probably a silver dragon. I don't know. This like rotted all the way back, and I thought it was a goner, but I've got new growth over the last 2 weeks, so I'm excited about that. I love my alocasias. I'm not very good at caring for them, but they're my favorites. So my alocasia Polly, the last leaf left, is going. This also had some fungal issues, and what are those weird patches there? But the corm is still good. I've also had to chop this one back several times. Like I said, I'm not very good with my alocasias, but they're some of my favorites, so I refuse to give up. Let's see what's going on over here. So my peace lilies were all getting treated for the fungal issues, and it looks like everybody is doing a lot better. I took off all the leaves that had the yellow spots on them, and I'm not noticing any now. I am noticing new growth coming in, and that's very exciting because I feel like this plant has not really been wanting to grow for me since I brought it home. And so this, I believe, is the original, but I did separate the plant into several because I love it and I wanted more of it. So this one also has some new growth, and I'm very excited about that. I feel like this is the first time I've seen new growth on this plant since I brought it home. I also have some new growth on my Ficus Audrey, which is very exciting. This is a top cutting I took off of my main plant when my main plant started looking very sick, and I put it in here, and as you can see, while I've been gone, it's been putting off some new leaves, so that's very, very exciting as well. This is another plant that was struggling with something, and I had to take off a bunch of leaves, but once again, I am getting lots of new growth, and the plant overall looks a lot more healthy. It had also been eaten by some bugs while it was outside. All of my plants lived the entire summer outside. That leaf needs to come off, but so there was a lot of bug damage, some fungal issues and all that, and I've been working to try to get everybody back into good health, and it seems to be working fairly well, so I'm very excited. I don't feel like a failure right now. This is my beautiful Monstera Peru. This is my absolute favorite plant. It's my newest plant, and I'm in love with it. The texture of these leaves, the look of it is just, it's amazing. Uh-oh. Oh no, what happened? What happened, my guy? He was giving me a new leaf. Oh no. Oh well. It happens sometimes, but it's so gorgeous. I'm afraid to do anything with it because I don't want to ruin it. I was going to take cuttings of these 3 vines that were coming out and try to propagate. I've heard that they're very, very, very slow to propagate, and that's kind of disappointing because I thought with all these vines coming out it was going to be a fast grower, but from everything I'm hearing, they're really slow. So I'm a little nervous to propagate, but I will eventually. This is my Baltic blue, and it doesn't look very blue right now. I did start to get some fenestrations on the leaves, and then I took those leaves as cuttings to sell, so I am going to have to wait a little longer to get my fenestrations back. But that's okay. It's looking good. It also got sick, and it may need some fertilizer, but overall I think it's looking fairly well. I don't know if you can see down into my terrarium, but my Manjula pothos down there has some spotting on the leaves that looks like that fungal issue that I was having with so many of my others. So I'm going to need to get back in there and treat that before it spreads too much. Other than that, it's growing a lot. I had the plant for a long time and it wasn't doing anything until I put it in here with some light, and it's doing a lot better. My little rainbow vine, if you can see that right here, it's put off a bunch of new leaves, and the leaves are quite a bit larger since they've been in here, so that's exciting. My little Dieffenbachia was looking beautiful the last time I was out here. It went too long without water. Look at the texture of these leaves. It's so cool. That's just sphagnum moss, but yeah, it went far too long without water, and the leaves have lost a lot of their color. Look at the stem. Look how variegated that is. So it's getting some peroxide water right now, and I'm sure it'll be fine. I may have to cut off a few of the bottom leaves, but I think overall it should snap back. It's such a pretty plant for being so simple. This guy, I don't even want to talk about this guy. It was such a gorgeous plant. I don't know what happened. And all the new leaf is all the new growth is coming in really weird. It needs some help, a lot of help, and a repotting. I don't know if this is its roots growing up out of the pot. I don't know. I've never had one of these before. And this is a little lizard on my variegated lipstick plant. I'm seeing some spotting on here. I think maybe just too much moisture and not enough heat or something is causing a lot of this. I've got a lot of new growth on my little Silver Glory string of hearts. And then, oh, I chopped my Begonia maculata all the way back. It was very sick and ugly, and it's getting new growth points all over it, so that's very exciting. And then my Monstera deliciosa got really sick, so I cut it all the way back, and I've got a new leaf coming in. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen, but there it is. And then I'm seeing some issues in my prop boxes. Yep, we've got some rot, we've got some fungal stuff going on. Definitely gonna have to treat that. And so Dragon's doing good down there. So the water that I use to water my plants is tap water, but we have well water. And well water is normally actually really good for your plants, from everything I've heard over my lifetime. But we have like an iron, it's like an iron bacteria bloom or something. And I think that might be causing some issues with some of my more sensitive plants, because I'm seeing like rusty color in the leaves, which is what our water does to everything, our tubs and showers and clothes and toenails. Weird, but so I'm thinking maybe that's causing, like I said, some issues in my more sensitive plants. A lot of them don't seem to mind, but some of them seem to be showing some signs that they're not liking it. And I may need to start watering those specifically with distilled water, just to keep them looking pretty, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's some other things that need to be worked on, and I have work to do, but I've got to go to church. So I just wanted to come in here, do a quick little look around, and see what needs to be taken care of the most, so when I get home from church, I can start working on that. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed whatever this was, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye, guys.